Hi, and welcome to Ed Talk. This is the show that discusses topics that impact our local schools. I'm your host, Scott Lay, Nevada County Superintendent of Schools. Today, I'm really pleased to have with me Luke Browning from the Nevada Joint Union High School District. Luke, first, thank you for taking time to come in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it. Yeah. And Luke's official title is Director of Career Tech Ed and State and Federal Programs, I believe.
You got it.
You got one of the longer titles in education here in Nevada County, but Luke does an amazing job overseeing the Career Tech Ed pathways that the high school is putting in. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the new programs he's got going, some of the established programs, and the amazing opportunity it presents for students here in Nevada County. And then we want to hit a little bit on internships. I know it's something you guys are really proud of in starting and giving those kids real life skills. Great. So with that, so thanks again for being here. First of all, I always get people to ask me CTE, and I always tell them CTE, Career Tech Ed, is kind of like ROP in the older days. So.
Yep, that's right. What's old is new, right?
What's old is new, right.
It is like ROP. Really, the idea is that the high school district can serve as a pipeline to employment in the community. And so we look at what are high demand jobs in our community and in our area, what are high paying jobs, and then we create pathways or series of courses at the high school district to prepare students to enter that field.
Okay, and that process of determining the high, the areas of need. How do you go about doing that? What is that process? Do you bring in county in? Do you bring like the Nevada County Contractors Association? Groups like that? Is that how it works?
Yep, all of the above. So in my office, we look at data, right? So we're looking at employment data. We're looking at salaries. We're looking to try to identify what makes sense from an administrative standpoint. But then every pathway that we offer has a advisory committee made up of Contractors Association, the county, actual employers in the area.
In the field.
So they're giving us real-time feedback that we can compare to our data that we're looking at. And then we have an overarching advisory committee for the whole district. So we have representatives from multiple groups that represent the county of Nevada that will give us feedback, and we meet twice a year. And they really they give us the direction. I'll give you an example. We, in computers, we had a long time trained students to do programming, right? Well, when AI came out, students don't need to know how to write code. And our advisory committee was the first one to say, quit teaching students how to do this, teach them how to do this instead. And so that's kind of the neat thing about Career Tech Ed is we're nimble, and in a large public education setting, that's not always something you get, but in Career Tech Ed, we are pretty nimble, and so we're able to shift to meet that need of the community.
Yeah, that's great, because it is oftentimes in education, it takes us so long to catch up to what's going on now. Just the way it works. And so I love that with CTE that you're able to, in real time, pivot, change, and make these jobs real. Now, how many overall pathways do you guys have at the high school district right now?
So we have 15, and we'll have 16 in the fall.
Okay.
And that's with the addition of a criminal justice pathway. And that pathway, we work closely with Grass Valley Police Department and the Sheriff's Department in collaboration on what that looks like. And then they both put in letters of support to commit to supporting it over time, to where they'll come in as guest speakers. They'll allow our students to go interact with their agencies and really help provide us that industry support in that area.
Right. And so what is the goal of that program then? Because that's a great program. I love it. And I know our partner agencies up here in law enforcement are great. They want to work with us. So what's the goal of the students when they finish this CTE pathway in criminal justice? What are they walking out with?
Yeah, so there's two goals. The first goal, as a community, we've had our ups and downs in being able to have a stable workforce in law enforcement. And so as a school district, it's our part to be able to fill that gap. And so our goal is to make sure that Sheriff's Department, Nevada City, Grass Valley have a steady stream of qualified employees coming into their pipeline. Now, the student side, when they graduate, they'll have taken 3 courses, and they'll have been exposed to all of the modules that are in the post-academy. So the actual academy that they would go to right out of high school, or if they got hired by an agency, they will have a leg up because they've already done work in all of those areas.
Right. And known quantity when they come in the door.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'll give you an example. In our Skills for Health pathway, we have students that are interning their senior year with Dignity Health or on the ambulance. When the ambulance goes to hire, they're hiring people that they know are proven. And so they've worked with these students for a year. They know who they are. And so it's the same thing for criminal justice. It just provides our county an opportunity, and it provides students a really good, high-paying job.
Yeah, which is great in our county because they're there.
Yep.
It's just getting their foot in the door. And so this does, and gives them, like you said, a leg up on others coming in.
Yep.
So that's one of your new ones. You have also another new one that's coming in next year, which sounds pretty cool, the aviation program. So that sounds amazing. So tell me about that.
I have questioned all my life choices after learning about aviation. It is such a neat pathway, and this really is it's a product of our community. We have the County of Nevada and the CEO's office has worked closely with us, and the airport. Kevin Edwards has stepped down or retired, but Kevin had worked closely with us as manager of the airport, and we just started talking a year and a half ago about what could this look like. And aviation is so interesting because it's such a high-paying, high-demand job. Where the people in my seat get confused is that it's not like it's downtown Grass Valley, right? And so, but it is Sacramento and it is San Francisco, and you can live here and fly internationally. Yep, exactly. And so we spend a lot of time educating folks in the state, educating the community about how much of a high demand job this is, and that led us to do some more fact finding in terms of what other schools have programs. Corona High School in Southern California has their own airplane. And so we started looking at those models and seeing what they were turning out, which is basically students graduating with the equivalency of their private pilot's license, right?
Okay.
And so they've done all the work to get there. And then we were able to adopt some curriculum. We've had some really good interactions with the public and some community events, and we will be launching that next year at Nevada Union High School. Criminal justice will be at both Bear River and Nevada Union, but Nevada Union will be launching the aviation. And
will they be up at the airport here?
That's the goal. So
that's the goal. So there will be. They can actually get it out in the field and get into the airport.
And they already are right now. So Rain Wren, who works in the CEO's office at the county, has coordinated these days where students go up right now to get some flight school time in and some ground school at the airport, and we'll continue to do that. But our long term, the best thing about my office is I get to dream, right? So our long-term goal would be that we have simulators that are actually at the airport so that our students can go to the airport, get some sim time, but also that community members who need so many hours of sim time to keep their pilot's license up have that ability and then can put money back into our program by renting those. Yeah.
So is the goal of this aviation program to have the students moving towards a path of a license? That's what it is. Okay.
It's really the curriculum we have is two directions. It's the pilot's license. It's also a commercial drone operator, which drones, if you're not familiar, have really become useful in a lot of different industries, and they really cross over into all of them. Construction industry is using them a lot now. Obviously, law enforcement's using them. The agriculture industry, lots of people are using this technology, and you need people to work on them, and you need people to fly them. And that job area has taken off. We are also partnering with Sac City College, junior college, to dual enroll these courses. So students will actually be getting college credit while
they will.
Yep, while they take the class.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I cannot wait to see next year how that goes.
I know.
I keep
telling our superintendent we need a green and white plane, and so
we're gonna have. Pretty soon, I'll look up one day and there'll be NJUHST plane flying overhead.
That's the goal. Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, there's 2 of the 16.
Yep.
Those are the newest ones. Maybe we can talk a little bit about some of the other programs now. And some are at Bear River, some are at Nevada Joint, and some are at both cases, like you were saying. The criminal justice will be both sites. So what are some of the other ones you guys have got going?
And they can all be at both sites. It's just a matter of offerings and number of sections we have, but they're district-wide courses. We have a culinary arts program that I would say is second to none. And if you haven't,
that's an amazing program.
It is, and if you haven't seen it, we'd love to show you. So please reach out. But there's 2 full-time teachers and there's a half-time teacher that also supports that program. They operate a commercial kitchen called the Minor Diner at Nevada Union.
Which has great food, by the way. I've had that, and coffee.
It does. And they do catering in the community. They cater lots of events. And we're looking to expand that program to more catering. I'm working right now on some additional cooking space where they can actually have a proper catering kitchen. And we're also working, it hasn't been formally put out there yet, but our goal is to be able to open that minor diner up to be able to service more people in the community. Obviously, there's some safety things we have to mitigate.
Some logistics of it being on campus.
But the idea of giving students that hands-on experience of interfacing with other adults is pretty.
And they're doing all parts of it, not just the cooking, but the front, in the front, we working machines, ordering, and doing the catering. So it's the whole gamut.
Budgeting, they're getting experience in all of it.
Which is great. They're getting real. And I think when you guys put that in, I think there were only 3 of them like it in the state of California at the time. There's probably a few more now, but it truly is state of the art and an amazing program.
And a model where now you have students creating a product, engaging in industry, money coming back in to support that program, and it all goes back into that program. And it's really a neat public education model. We're duplicating that with auto. So Auto Shop, we're one of the, it'd be interesting to know the stats, but there's not a lot of auto programs left in California.
No, they've kind of all shuttered, didn't they?
That was a
mistake.
It was a mistake. And a casualty of No Child Left Behind.
Yep, and I'm glad you guys are bucking that trend and bringing it back.
So we have we place 100% of our advanced students into internships in auto. So they're out working at Arches Automotive or one of the other local auto shops. And then we also this year launched our first in-house transportation department. So our teacher, George Woodward, is a ASE certified mechanic, ran his own shop, used to teach at UTI, has the skill set. We're a small district. We don't have a transportation department. So now it's George and the students are doing the oil changes. They're doing all the basic services on district vehicles, district lawnmowers, all of those kind of components. And once again, we're able to do it at a cost that then goes back into the program to support that learning. So
that's great.
That's been a neat one too.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I know I've sad when we started seeing those programs shutting down across the state.
Yeah.
So glad it's there because the car is always going to break down. There's always something wrong with your car. You always get a code popping up, and trying to figure it out. So what else? So we got those, and you mentioned nursing.
So Skills for Health, and we have that at Nevada Union and Bear River, and we have 2 new teachers. At Bear River, it is exploding in terms of the number of students that are interning with the hospital. Dignity Health has been an amazing partner. We have over 60 students in that pathway that intern at the hospital or on the ambulance. And so that students are going into surgeries, they're going into labor rooms, they're riding on the ambulance 23 to calls. It has been one of the best partnerships in terms of internship placement and real world experience that we have in the county. And so that one's neat. And Carolyn Deekers down at Bear River is the teacher down there, and she's done a great job of bringing the South County students up to the hospital because it was a little easier for Nevada Union, but she's done a great job of boosting
getting them up there.
Yeah, so that's a good one. And
that's a great one. What else?
We have.
Because now we're down to I think 12 left.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I know. I'm going to quiz you on this one.
So I would put our agriculture program up against any ag program in the state,
which has always been incredibly strong. Both the high schools.
We had a national. Bear River had a national winning parliamentary procedure team this year, which is a debate team where it's. I mean, at some level, as an adult, I laugh that these students are so excited about learning Robert's Rules of Order and learning how to run a meeting because it's funny, but it's such a great skill that they learn. And so they won the nation this year,
which is
huge. And on top of that, we were able to get Faith Escoto was able to get elected to state FFA office.
And she's
for
a
next
student,
year.
correct?
She's a senior this year. She'll take all of next year. It's basically an internship with the California Department of Education. She'll travel the state and the country, and she will work with a team of is a total of 6 of them. They'll present at over 30 high schools throughout the year. They put on leadership conferences, and she'll be a great ambassador for our county and for the ag industry.
How great that is.
Yeah.
And she's a Bear River student.
She is a Bear River student.
That's wonderful.
Yep.
And representing Nevada County out there across the state.
She is, yeah.
That's really cool.
We're super proud of her. We're proud of our ag programs. Nevada Union has the same pathways. They also offer a forestry program, which has been around for a very long time. But they're all second to none. And that's a real high quality CTE program that we've had. And we're often looked at by the rest of the state as the model in that area.
To do.
Yeah.
Right.
We have a media arts, because I know you're going to ask me what the next one is.
I know. I'm going to hit you. You're jumping ahead. Good
I feel like we're getting close to 15. We have digital media arts at both Bear River and Nevada Union. Bear River actually publishes a magazine, and it's all student driven.
I've seen it.
It's a great magazine.
Great magazine.
And Nevada Union has a great pathway too, and they work on the yearbook and do some of those things as well. So there's lots of offerings for students, and it's something that we're proud of. And I guess the piece that I would just add on to is that for years in this community, and I'm a product of this community, product of the school system. We have tried to bridge this gap of students who go through career tech ed classes getting into an internship. And there's lots of issues with that, right? It's one is transportation. How do you have students with transportation? The other piece is, if I'm a business owner, what do I know about taking on a high school kid?
You know how to run a business. You don't know how to teach a high school student. So there is on both sides. There's a lot to these internships.
And liability, right? So if I'm taking on a student, what does that liability look like? So we went on a mission to try to close that gap because we had, we probably were sitting at 16 interns, maybe 20 interns 2 years ago, and that just wasn't good enough for our team. And so we just said, we've got to come up with a solution. So we were able to find a model in San Francisco Unified where that district actually employs the students. So they hire the students. The students are employed by the high school district or the school district, and then they go out on the internship. Businesses can provide a donation back to the school district, but the actual workman's comp and liability falls on the high school district. And so that eliminated some of that stress for the employers. And it's because of that, and I don't know if you know this, but I think we're the only school district in the state that has a joint employee with the county office. So we have a work-based learning coordinator with the County of Nevada. The county pays half the salary, we pay half the salary. With that, the new kind of policy on liability and our work-based learning coordinator, we were able to today we're at like 202 interns in the community, which is outstanding. And it might be getting close to where we capacity in terms of what is out there. But
202 of your students out there in the community on internships in these CTE
and programs. Then we're already starting to see them get hired. We have one student, Bradley Inman, who interns with the County of Nevada in their wastewater division. He was able to adjust his schedule senior year to where he's working 2 days a week for the county. And then the week after graduation, they're bringing him on full-time with benefits, making good money.
And right out of high school.
Right out of high school. And it was it's that part of my job I love because you get to see
that is great.
The actual growth and benefit there to kids. So
those are amazing. I did not know you're up to 200.
Isn't that crazy?
That is. That's wonderful. It's a testament to your hard work, I know, Luke, and the commitment by Nevada Joint Union from the staff up through the board to make this happen and make it a priority in our community.
Well, I appreciate them going along for the ride because I like to stick my finger in things and shake them up.
It's the only way you find out if you can do it or not.
And our HR department went from, oh boy, now we have 200 more employees.
Oh no, what's Luke doing now?
Yeah, that is the sentiment.
They ever shut the door when you walk in the district office?
Out for lunch.
We're gone. Luke can't talk.
No, they're great. They've been really flexible, but we did. We spent a lot of time getting those systems in place this year to support that growth.
Put the foundation down and then you can put it in. Well, we are just about out of time here. Anything else that you want to let our viewers know? I mean, you've given us amazing insight to what's going on with the CTE programs at the high school district. It's just like a gem here in the foothills to have that.
It is, and I would just add that it is a true community partnership, and so we're only as good as our advisory committees and the County of Nevada, and it is what I think the most perfect model of education because we're relying on industry experts to tell us what students need to learn, and then they're hosting our kids.
Yeah, it's the only way to go. Yeah. And I know how hard you're working. Everywhere I go when I'm out in the community, you're usually there somewhere, having a booth, talking to somebody, trying to get some more programs in for the kids. So that's wonderful. Well, Luke, thank you so much for coming in today. Appreciate you taking the time because obviously you're really busy, and you got that. And besides that, you got the ranch, which is a whole another cool thing the high school district is doing there out at McCourtney Road. But we appreciate learning a little more.
Yeah, thank you.
We want to thank our viewers for listening in. I hope you learned a lot about the career tech ed at our high school district and what it has to offer our kids. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.